Okay, so when we graph sine and cosine functions, um, we need to start with kind of figuring out all of the things about the function. And so we're going to look at midline, we're going to look at amplitude, period, and phase shift. To get these two, though, I need to make this part of the function have the form b and then parentheses x minus, and then we use the variable phi for phase shift. So period is not just b, it's actually 2 pi divided by b, and that works for cosine and for sine functions. And so for our problem here, we're going to write 3 pi, and I know that it's 3 pi because it's common between these two terms right here. So I have 3 pi and then times x minus, and then I have to think, okay, what would I factor out of the 9 pi to have a 3 pi on the outside? And so this 3 pi here would have to have a 3 on the inside to make it 9 pi. So I can see that my b is 3 pi. And so to get cosine, the period of cosine or sine, I'm going to do 2 pi divided by my b, which is 3 pi. And the pi's are going to cancel here, and we end up with 2/3. So the period of this function is 2/3. So that means it repeats every 2/3 of a unit. All right, okay, good. The midline is whatever k is, and sometimes it's on the front of the equation and sometimes it's on the end of the equation, but it just has to be added or subtracted to the whole cosine part of it. The midline is going to be y equals -2. The amplitude is the a value, which is outside, it's multiplied to the cosine function or the sine function, and so we're going to say a equals 3. That's a stretch, so it's going to make it 3 times as tall. And then the last part is the phase shift, and the phase shift is the thing that we factored out here. And so we can see that we have a phase shift that is right 3 units. It's really important that you write which direction that function is going. Okay, so it's a cosine function, and so I'm going to start with my graph of what cosine looks like. Oops. So it's kind of like that. Normally this is 2 pi. But because we know that our period is 2/3, we're going to instead label the end of the cosine function not 2 pi, but we're going to label it 2/3. Okay. Now, we have a midline of y equals -2. So normally our midline is at 0, and so we have to shift it down 2, 1, 2. So there our midline is there. We also know that we have amplitude of 3, and so from the midline to the top of the graph is 3 units. So 1, 2, 3. So the starting value is actually going to be the same. It's just that we're sort of oscillating between 1 and -4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, -5, sorry. Okay, so between 0 and 2/3, we're going to go down here and back up, hitting the midline right in the middle. So it's going to look something like this. All right. Now, we have dealt with the midline, we've dealt with the amplitude, and we've dealt with the period, but now we have to deal with the phase shift, because the phase shift says we need to shift this thing right 3 units. And so right 3 units, if this is 2/3 of a unit right here, then that makes this like 1 unit. And then we need to take this and go right 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's way over here now. 1, 2, 3. And so this green dot right here actually exists over here in space somewhere. And so the goal here is just to kind of make this look approximately close to what we need it to look like. So if this is 1 and this is 2, we're going to extend our axis out all the way down this way. And this is 3, and it repeats every 2/3, then we're going to make this graph look like that. And this is not 4, but this is 3 2/3 right there. This is 4. Okay. Now, I could be done and say this is my final answer because we know that we're just looking for one full period, but I'm just going to be nice to Mr. Wiggins for next year and do more repetitions. This is sort of not a super great graph. It's very casual. Try your best to be even. I'm going to do this again because it's going to be like that. In 2 units, it would repeat 3 times. So this is what our graph finally looks like. I know that this one is way over here. This is not our answer. This was our process. This was our process. This is our final answer over on the right side. Okay, let's do one more. It's a tangent function. It says y equals -1/2 tangent of 1/2 times x plus pi. Now, we need to do the same thing. We don't have amplitude, we have vertical scale factor for tangent. The period is actually pi over b instead of 2 pi over b for tangent. The phase shift is still there, same rules. And then we have a midline as well. Okay, so there's no shift on midline because I don't have a value out front or in the back. So I'm going to say y equals 0 for midline. This one already is in the form b times x minus phi. And so I don't need to deal with that. I can just use the period pi over b formula, pi over 1/2. This is a common mistake that I saw where people just said, okay, this is pi over 2. It's not pi over 2. This is pi times 2 over 1, which is 2 pi. Okay, so the period is 2 pi here. The vertical scale factor is -1/2, which means that we have a reflection. And then we have a phase shift of right pi units. Sorry, not right, left pi units. Okay, so normally tangent looks like this. And this is pi. So we need to shift this graph. We need to flip it upside down. We need to compress it because of the 1/2. We need to make it go half as often because the period is 2 pi. So here's my graph. It's upside down and flatter. And it repeats every 2 pi. So this is 2 pi. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I have everything else involved? Yes, I think so. Okay. I have my vertical scale factor because I reflected it and I shrunk it vertically. I have my period because I labeled it right here. I have my midline because it's still on y equals 0, and now I just need to shift the whole thing left pi units. So this is like -pi, this is pi. Now this dot right here goes here, and this dot right here goes here. And so now we're going to sketch our final answer like this. And now we're going to label and say that's good enough.